Hey, what up? Maybe that's Sequential Geek. Welcome to Sequential Hood. I just want to go through this comic book haul that I did in Lansing, Michigan. I've been in Denver now for just over a month. I relocated here from Michigan, and there's some vids I did, some last minute hauls from the Detroit area that I showed off. And I did live in Lansing for like 6 months in 2018. You're not missing much. It's just one of the many places of America that have tall buildings, and you think there's going to be people there, and it's dead. They got a couple of great comic book shops. Did this whole stack here. I did go to Summit Comics. That's downtown Lansing, 216 Washington Square. They got like a very community oriented shop. It's mainly about the board games and Funko Pops. They do have a decent back issue selection, wall books, but they do a good job. I'm not raving about them because it just seems a little mechanical how they push their deals, asking you everybody that comes in, they got their routine to say, but at the end of the day, it's definitely worth checking out. I made a mistake. I thought that the owners inherited that shop, Summit Comics, but it turns out, it was called Clem's Collectibles. The kids did not inherit it. They did buy it off of their parents. So they just rebranded it to Summit Comics. It was already established downtown. The comic book shop that I mainly spent most of my cash at is this place in downtown Lansing area, just outside of the capital area on Michigan Ave. It's called Creating Heroes Stevens Way. This guy, Steven, he had this shop on the other side of the street, farther down on Michigan Ave. OG shop, old school comic book shop. He was a great person. Unfortunately, he passed away. So his family member took it over. He took all the comics, amazing back issue selection. We're talking like Indi comics, stuff like this. Older stuff, though. I'm talking stuff like Robert Crumb, Spain, stuff like from the 70s, 60s, the type of indie scene that they have over there. They got so much great stuff. The great thing about Creating Heroes Stevens Way that makes it worth your while to spend money there, let me show you real quick. All right, so this is downtown Lansing, the capital of Michigan. It says Creating Heroes Stevens Way is a nonprofit youth mentoring program for the youth of the city of Lansing and Ingham County. Our goal is to foster a commitment to young people that will promote pro-social friendships, strong interpersonal skills, and reassert a sense of hope for the future. Creating Heroes Stevens Way is a program that is in direct response to the growing number of youth that are either falling through the cracks at school or are already entangled with the juvenile court system. The goal is to identify youths who are going to have a turbulent transition to adulthood and offer positive support systems to avoid the pitfalls that can derail their lives. We empower our youth to make positive changes in their life. They're open every day of the week. Downtown Lansing area, Creating Heroes Stevens Way. And that woman right there is Monica. I've met her. Very cool, friendly, down-to-earth person. She speaks her mind. Creating Heroes Stevens Way. Definitely glad I spent some money there. All right, let's get back at it. This is Daniel Clowes, printed by Fantagraphics. Daniel Clowes has this anthology called 8 Ball. It ran for 23 issues. The first 18 are in this regular modern size format. Basically ran from, I think it was like 1989 until 2004. The first 18, like I said, are in this regular modern size comic format. 19 through 23 have like a larger magazine size. This particular issue, number 18, got a Harvey Award for Best Issue in 1998. And there is a mini comic inside. Now, some people are thinking it's just tongue-in-cheek. Some people think it's just this purposefully pompous, cynical take on comic books that Dan Clowes created. He doesn't exactly acknowledge that point of view, but this mini comic inside, issue number 18, is called Modern Cartoonist. You might know 8 Ball. This anthology has a bunch of short stories in here that have been turned into movies like Ghost World or Art School Confidential. So here's Modern Cartoonist from 1997. It's got 4 parts to it. The first part is The Current Situation. The second one is called So Why Comics. The third one is called To the Young Cartoonist. And the last, which ends with a nice nuclear explosion there, The Future and Beyond. Okay, so this last section here, The Future and Beyond, just want to quote Mr. Daniel Clowes. He says here, "The new technology promises a structural shift. Democratization is the word they use. In the reader's favor, giving him an exaggerated role in the give and take between artist and audience. He is to be given choices so he can interact with the narrative. Is this a good thing? Is our every reader a worthy collaborator, or does his involvement dilute the whole process? Do we as readers want this? This is where the entertainment media at large is headed, to pander to the impatient lout and to provide him with material that ranges only from masturbation fodder to the narrative equivalent of a roller coaster ride." That is Mr. Daniel Clowes from 1997's mini-comic, Modern Cartoonist. Check it out. Creating Heroes Stevens Way in Lansing, Michigan. A comic book shop with a cause. And great, ironic indie comics. What do you know? $12. The creators of Blade, Marv Wolfman and Gene Colan, got this comic that came out in 1992. So what, they created Blade around 1973, I believe. Yeah, July 1973 is the publication date. That was in Tomb of Dracula, number 10. So, Gene Colan did the art. Marv Wolfman wrote this 4-issue limited series from Epic Comics. Got this for $4, nice near mint copy. Beautiful. I love vampire books. And when I saw Wolfman and Gene Colan on it, I had to get it. Got that for $4. John Byrne books are, especially in near mint, they're flying off the shelves. It's hard to get them under $5. Used to be a sure thing to get these, even in mint condition, for $2. So now John Byrne's getting hot. This is his first issue of Fantastic Four, issue number 232. This came out in 1981, so since it's well before 1985, it's a direct edition. At that point, the ratio to newsstand to direct editions is a lot higher for newsstands, so a direct edition around this time is going to be rare. And we've got John Byrne doing the pencils, the script, inking. $5 issue, near mint, direct edition of Fantastic Four, number 240. The Inhumans move their city Adelan to the blue area of the moon. Quicksilver and Crystal's baby is born. Cover date June 1982. Fantastic Four number 243 and 244. This is the story where, in this issue, Terex ends up trying to take like a chunk of the Earth. I think like actual Manhattan. It says here the synopsis is Terex has pulled the island of Manhattan into space and threatens to crash it into Galactus' spaceship unless the Fantastic Four agree to destroy the world leader himself. Galactus and Terex battle. Basically, Terex gets all his powers taken away by Galactus. He giveth, he taketh. Fatigued from the battle, Galactus prepares to eat Earth, but the Fantastic Four and their allies battle him and take him down. So in issue 244, Reed Richards ends up reviving Galactus. The consequences of the story will be felt in issues 260 and 261, The Trial of Reed Richards. Also written, inked, and drawn by John Byrne. Fantastic Four, issue 245. This is the first appearance of Franklin Richards as an adult. This one's known for having double covers. I checked it out. This is not a double cover. So cover date is August 1982. That for $5. Oh yes, I featured this in my last video. This land is my land. This land's not your land. Hey, through the Danube River, through Romania. Whoa, if you don't like it, well then go fuck you. Whoa, ese, my ruler is Dr. Doom. You got a problem with that, bitch? Yeah, that's right. I'm from Latveria, yo. Get the hell out of my way. I know Dr. Doom, yo. What's up? That's $3. It's a direct edition of Fantastic Four number 247. John Byrne's story. What do we got here for a synopsis? Seeing the evil Zorba has created in Latveria, the Fantastic Four help Doom regain control of his country. Oh, so sad, Doom. You can't get it yourself? Shit. Anyway, Fantastic Four number 249. Gladiator arrives on Earth to warn of a Skrull invasion, but ends up battling the Fantastic Four himself. John Byrne, script, pencils, and inks. December 1982, $5. Direct. Like I was saying, the consequences of Reed Richards reviving Galactus. Fantastic Four enlists the aid of the Watcher in their search for Mr. Fantastic. They discover that Reed Richards has been captured and is preparing to stand trial in a cosmic court for saving the life of Galactus, who went on to destroy the Skrull homeworld. That's interesting, because they're talking about how Galactus went on to destroy the Skrull homeworld. So didn't the consequences of Annihilation around 2006, wasn't that because Annihilus had destroyed the Skrull world and they had to go to Earth and claim it as part of their religious heritage, destiny or something? Help me out with that, because here it's saying that Galactus destroyed the Skrull homeworld already in this storyline. Trial of Reed Richards, Part 1. Trial of Reed Richards, Part 2. John Byrne drew his wife in as a character in this. The synopsis is, John Byrne is brought by the Watcher to observe the cosmic trial that Reed Richards has ended up in, accused saving the life of Galactus and allowing him to continue to eat worlds. Odin, Eternity, and Galactus himself testify at the trial. Once again, John Byrne, scripts, pencils, and inks. Cover and interior, January 1984. You're welcome. Joe Sacco. He's from Oregon. He is a comics journalist. You want to check out some amazing detailed artwork, some sequential based on modern history from the past 20, 30 years. Check out Mr. Joe Sacco, S-A-C-C-O. This ran for 9 issues, February 1993 until October 1995. This is published by Fantagraphics Books. Joe Sacco is the writer, the artist, the letterer, all in one. He's a comics journalist. He's a sequential journalist. This guy's originally from Oregon. You might know him from Safe Area Garage Day. It's about the war in the Balkans, and particularly in Bosnia-Herzegovina. I spent some time in Croatia in the late 90s. He did this one comic called Shoba. It's about his contact that he had as a journalist in Serbia. The way this guy picks up everyday innuendos, social expressions, clothing, posture. He takes photographs of people that he interviews and scenarios, scenery that he's checked out. So his images, they're very detailed. This particular storyline, it's 9 issues of different aspects of living in this region of the world that has become extremely tough for all walks of life, trying to get by there. And he's got some issues of the point of views of women, children, of men, young and old, that he's interviewed. 9 issues, Fantagraphic Books. Got this for $3. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, number 18. Co-wrote by Mark Baudet and Kevin Eastman. Mark Baudet, this is from markbaudet.com. Mark Baudet is an American cartoonist, the son of underground comics legend Vaughn Baudet. Mark often produces work similar to the Elder Baudet style. He is best known for his work on Cobalt 60, Miami Mice, and The Lizard of Oz. Baudet has also worked on Heavy Metal Magazine. And of course, as you can see, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We got TMNT number 18 here. And the pencils interior are all by Mark Baudet, but the script is co-written by Mark Baudet and Kevin Eastman. There's a pinup inside of Bruce Lee, dedicated to Bruce Lee. $6. This is, so I can show you, 50 cents. Cover price, original cover price, got that for $14. It's the 3rd issue, adults only, of the San Francisco comic book. Greg Irons did the 2nd issue. It's gone through several different publishers. Issues 2 and 3 are co-published by San Francisco Comic Book Company and the Printment. This is from 1970. This cover, as you can see, is by the notorious Robert Crumb. Zap Comics, number 1, has many, many, many different printings. It's by Robert Crumb, the script, the pencils, the inks. This is from, now, I got 1979 question mark from comics.org. Now, this is the 3rd printing. I know that because the first printing has a 25-cent cover price, dated November 1967, but it says it's actually released in February 68. The second print does have a 35-cent cover price, but it says printed by Don Donahue in blue on the back cover, which this does not. The 4th print is 50 cents, so I know this is the 3rd print at 35 cents. This is in great shape. And do I have a date for that 3rd printing? No, I do not. Yeah, I tried looking inside, and it did say copyright 1968. Let's carefully open this one up and look. All right, so that says 1967 down there underneath that hand. And that's the best lighting you're going to get at the moment. Mr. Natural visits the city. Paul Pope, thank you very much. It's first printing of issue number 3 of THB. This is a science fiction comic book about this girl living on Mars, having fun. This is by his own independent press, Horse Press. January 29th, 1995. That's the date right up there. And as you can see, I got that for $13, and that is Pencils, Inks, Colors by Paul Pope. Chlor. This comic is serious. One of three. Chlor belongs to the Muisha order of priests. But in the good old days, Chlor was an arrogant, barbaric scoundrel. And this is his story. Chlor will knock you out. That's what it says at Comic Vine. comicvine.gamespot.com. June 1st, 1989. That painting is by Greg Williams. February 1981 cover date. This is Star Wars newsprint edition. It's not as rare as a direct, right? Because this is from 1981, and directs were rare before 1985. So we got the pencils and inks by Al Williamson and Carlos Garzon. That story is by Archie Goodwin. The pencils are by Al Williamson and Carlos Garzon on the interiors as well. $6. I just don't know it. Hey, check it out. It's Superman number 9. It's from September 1987. Yeah, that is John Byrne, pencils and inks. He also did the script. Don't you know? This is 1987, September cover date. When John Byrne was doing Superman, he did that Man of Steel. I think it was a 6-issue limited series at first. One of the first covers, comics to have B covers. They continued it, his success in Superman. And this issue, the Joker visits Metropolis. John Byrne. Marvel Supervillain Team Up, number 14. I don't think there was anything around 1977 that was a direct comic book shop, but the one that has just a blank square here that doesn't use the newsstand, that's the Whitman version. So there's also like a white diamond that has the number and the price tag up in there. That's for the Whitman version, which is the rarest printing. Anyway, this issue right here is issue 14. It's from 1977. That cover is by John Byrne, inks by Terry Austin. Script inside is by Bill Mantlo, and the interior pencils are not by John Byrne. They're actually by Bob Hall. Synopsis: Dr. Doom has used his neural canisters to release a gas that prevents everyone on Earth from opposing him. Because Doom is bored, he frees Magneto from the gas. Magneto tries to free the Avengers from Doom's gas, but is only able to free the Beast from Doom's gas. Doom's gas, y'all. Bernie Wrightson. Master of the Macabre, number 4. This ran for 4 issues. Bernie Wrightson has an anthology of horror stories in this 4-issue limited series. The cover and inks is by Mr. Wrightson, and he's got a couple of stories in here where he did the writing as well. But all the stories are drawn by the great, late Bernie Wrightson. I featured the Frankenstein Alive book, one of the books I bought in the last video I did. That is a continuation of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which Steve Niles wrote, the writer of 30 Days of Night, the vampire book. Bernie Wrightson, Master of Macabre, issue number 4. Release date 1984. This one I got for fun. I know it's not a newsstand, anything that came out this late in 1995. It's Malibu Press, by the way. You probably just want to get as a newsstand. but there's just one tick in the spine. There's just one color break that I saw, and besides that, the condition was really nice. And I dig Deep Space Nine. It grew on me. I wasn't into it at all when it first came out. 5 complete stories, 5 separate artists. At the edge of the final frontier. That was $1. Coming to the end here. The Spirit, the first 93 dailies. It says here, according to Eisner's introduction to this volume, the first 6 weeks of dailies were written by Eisner with art by Lou Fine and over Eisner's layouts. The rest of the strips for the dailies that ran through 1944 were by Jack Cole writing and art. But they're saying that this contradicted some other information that was in the Kitchen Sink Press version of the Spirit magazine, so draw your own conclusions. This is the second printing from 1980. The first printing is in 1977. Relentless Pursuit. This is a rare comic that I picked up. Beautiful condition. The true story of the Nez Perce War of 1877. Ordered to relocate by the U.S. government in violation of treaty, the Nez Perce tribe instead decides to fight for their ancestral land. Story art covers by Jeff Keir. Black and white, 24 pages. This ran for 4 issues. Morbius, the Living Vampire newsstand copy. September 1992. Got that for $4, still sealed in the bag. Amazing Spider-Man number 13. Out of 1991, Todd McFarlane. All right. August 1984 and September 1984, we've got the Demon Bear Saga, the New Mutants, a couple direct edition copies here. Pencils, inks, colors, cover and interior by Bill Sienkiewicz. And of course, written by Chris Claremont. Letters, Tom Orzechowski. Of course. New Mutants number 18, first appearance of Warlock. Let's wrap it up. Thanks for watching my haul. This is the stack of goodness that I got my last week in Michigan, checking out shops, saying hi to some old friends, and this one's from Lansing. I kind of dig this artwork here, Alex Ross's cover. This is the reprint from 2006. This is the Free Comic Book Day reprint out of 2007, but it's the comic Ramayan 3392 AD. The interior artwork is Abhishek Singh. Deepak Chopra wrote this comic book, and he's one of the founders of Virgin Comics. A lot of Indian-themed heroes that they had out printed around 15 years ago. That's my haul, y'all. Thanks for watching. Peace.